Welcome everyone to the Real Whovians cast. I am your host, Matrix Lord 212, and I'm with Chris. What's up, Chris?
Hey guys, what's up? Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. So this is the resolution reaction to the Doctor Who New Year's special, part one. So I'm going to say my thing off the bat real quick, and then we can get to everybody else. I absolutely loved this episode so much. I really loved the way the Dalek looked because I knew he was like building and stuff like that. I liked that you got to see the terrifying threat of what the Dalek really is, wiping people out like military tanks. This is what you need to see what the Daleks need to do. The plunger is gone, and in its place is some type of grabbing thing, whatever that is. I'm glad the plunger's gone though. I'm glad you got to see the inside, like was red, and the voice was a little bit different, like a variation on it. I liked that the doctor did not go by her word. She's like, screw that, I lie. And spoilers, by the way, the Dalek is dead now. So she just threw it out of the TARDIS into like a sun, which is amazing. And I liked the story with Ryan and the resolution with his dad and Graham. But I felt this whole season has all been about Ryan and Grace and Graham, and been saying the whole season hardly any Yaz. I know that's changing next season, but otherwise, this finally felt like an episode I could rewatch. To me, anyway. I like the way it was handled. I know that some people said on here that they don't want Chibnall to handle any of the classic monsters. Well, if Chibnall doesn't handle the classic monsters, then you're going to get like created monsters like the handkerchief monster or Pating or some other stupid thing. So yes, I want Chibnall to handle the classic monsters. I want him to do different takes on it. I did like that the Dalek possessed a girl. I like that the overall purpose was not to just exist like that. Like, because right away you probably would think, oh, this is the way the Dalek's going to be now inside humans. No, it was always to create that casing and go back in the casing the way it is. So ultimately, I really loved it. What did you think, Chris? Hey, Monk, how are you?
Hey.
I thought it was all right.
Okay.
To be honest with you, the only thing that I really liked in the episode was the stuff with the Dalek itself.
Right.
Everything else to me was just kind of just there to fill time.
Right.
The stuff with Ryan and his dad, I liked that scene in the cafe with them. That I thought was good. I thought Whittaker did a better job in this than she's probably done in anything else that we've seen her in so far. But again, I'm still not there with her, though. I was still very kind of meh with her.
Right.
The Dalek looked cool. I thought that whole thing was cool. I do have a couple issues with some of the things in this episode, though.
Okay.
One, the fact that Dalek without casing was somehow able to block the TARDIS.
Yeah, that
twice.
Without the technology, that was
now, because this is my thing, and this is a bigger problem. This is one of the first Daleks, at least she theorized it was one of the first Daleks to leave Skaro and go on like a reconnaissance mission to find other worlds to conquer. Why wouldn't Davros have given every Dalek that ability?
Right.
Like if this thing can somehow block a TARDIS from leaving anywhere, why wasn't that so? You would think that would be like something that Davros
I think that the Dalek didn't know it was the TARDIS, that it was some type of machine. I don't think it knew until afterwards when they found out it was a doctor.
Yeah, and it was still able to do it after that, though, too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you would think that Davros would have been like, you know what? Time War. All of you have this ability now.
Right.
Like, so I was just like, that's okay. Then the whole thing with UNIT being shut down, I was kind of like,
That was weird.
Okay, that was an excuse to keep them out of the episode.
Right.
And then beating it with an oven. I was like,
Microwave oven.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah. And then I'm still questioning how people in the 9th century were able to stop a Dalek that was assumedly, functioning properly before it got damaged. How?
I think a lot of people died, and then they somehow destroyed it or incapacitated enough where they were able to separate
They showed that picture of like people tying, like I guess it was tied down, and I was like, how? How did they get that close to a fully functioning Dalek?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
Like it can fly.
Yeah.
Like, what? So they showed some of those things, and I was just like, oh boy, it's gonna be another one of those episodes. But I did like the Dalek, basically wiping out that small platoon of the military there. That was cool. I don't know where it got those rockets from.
When I saw that, I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, I was
like, what?
I assume that was just part of the stuff that it had with it when it came down, because they said some of it was technology that it had when it was, when it first crash landed. So I was like, okay, maybe that was part of what it had in there. But other than that, I mean, I thought it was just kind of okay. Well,
you know what? In answer to your question about why didn't Davros basically make all the Daleks like that, back when you looked at and you saw the genesis of the Daleks, they didn't have all the resources to make every single, like, half the time the troops are running out of weapons, if you remember, and they didn't have the money or they didn't have the thing to constantly, like, put it towards the Daleks. So it is believable that he basically made the first Daleks that were sent out to do that, and then when the Daleks turned on him, and you know what I'm saying, like it could be like that, where the first ones that were sent out that didn't know about the split between Davros and the Daleks, they would set with a set mission.
Sure.
I mean, that's believable.
I can agree with that, but I cannot agree with that in the idea of the Time War, though. When you're going up against the Time Lords, you would think that you would use every possible resource, like the 10th Doctor said. Both sides used everything that they had against each other.
Right.
Yet now we know that there are Daleks that, without any technology, can block a TARDIS from being able to go anywhere. And it's like,
yeah, that is interesting.
That's
but it's true. That's why also the rule was thrown out the window when they said in the Gallifrey that they're dying over and over and over again in a never-ending cycle because they can constantly regenerate indefinitely because they took the rule out the window to win the Time War. So that's the whole point of that. You know what? Despite that, I finally felt that, hey, we got to see this. I felt that this episode by far was better than any of the episodes we had this season. I don't know if you would agree.
I would agree with that. Yeah. To me, this was on par with the finale, but this was definitely better than anything before that. I would definitely agree with that.
I liked her better in this anyway. I thought that she was
more tolerable. Definitely.
Yeah, she was getting angry, and she had that weird thing to communicate in the TARDIS. She was looking like, I'm gonna F you up.
That was her best. I think that's the best thing she's done since she's been announced as the Doctor.
Oh yeah, she looked like she was gonna eat that Dalek alive.
Yeah.
And she didn't even say she was the Doctor till the end. Like, like really towards the end. It's like, I just loved it. Now let me get Monk's opinion of it. What's up, Jimmy?
As soon as I was done watching it, I thought, why couldn't all the other episodes be like this?
Yeah.
That was my first thought. Why couldn't all the episodes have been like this? Where the finale, I fell asleep 3 times watching it.
Yeah.
The episode before the finale, I fell asleep. This one started to drag a bit, but then it picked up again.
Yeah.
I still have a hard time understanding what she says at times. Now, I've been a fan since Pertwee, and I'm also a fan of other British shows and British comedies. So their accent usually is not a problem with me.
Right.
But she says things so fast at times that what did she say? Without subtitles, she slurs her speech. But other than that, after the episode, that was my thought. Why couldn't all the other episodes be like this?
Yeah.
Now there was a scene where the archaeologist who's being controlled by the Daleks encounters a police officer and a policeman and a policewoman, and of course defeats both of them. And I thought, good thing for the Dalek, this wasn't the United States, because our cops carry guns.
Yeah.
It would have just
Right.
shot the Dalek just like that. But because he was in England,
Yeah.
so pretty lucky for him. But other than that, overall, I thought it was, if this is considered Series 11, Internet
I think it is.
considers it Series 11, but others are considered it Series 12. But
it's definitely not 12. It's either the special or it's the end of Series 11. Some are trying to relabel it as a finale because
I think it's the best episode of Series 11.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. By far. What else could we say about this episode? I thought that Bradley Walsh was amazing in this. I even thought that Mandip Gill and Jocelyn Cole, like, they were awesome too. The guy, I mean, the father, he's there. It was all right.
But shortly after the father was introduced, he's talking to the grandfather.
Yeah.
I thought, he's dead. And
right.
And they fooled me. He didn't die. I thought he was going to die. He was going to die at the end, but he didn't. So that was nice that they fooled my expectations.
It would have been horrible to kill Grace and then her son. Like the first episode of last episode, that would have been terrible. I mean, but I like that the doctor made a promise. As long as you let the thing live, let the father live, I'll take you home. And she's like, she was not doing anything honorable. I'm gonna throw you out the TARDIS doors like hell with you. Screw it. I'm lying. Yeah, like you're a Dalek. I love that though, because again, that is the way the Doctor is. Like the Doctor lies, the Doctor whatever, because he's got to stop the villain. I mean, the villain is not honorable half the time.
The entire episode, I kept thinking there shouldn't be a Dalek. There shouldn't be any Daleks. He should be the only Dalek. And then at the end, she says there is no Dalek fleet. There never was.
Well, here's the thing, though. I mean, why would she think that there's no Daleks if they were, like, with the Witch's Familiar and like they were around all over the place? I mean, yes, Rusty the Dalek in Twice Upon a Time was shooting Daleks down, but he didn't wipe out all the Daleks.
No, Daleks.
So, like, there's Daleks everywhere.
Wiped out in the Time War.
But there's Daleks everywhere now in space. Ever since Victory of the Daleks, they went the future, wherever they went, they're all over the place. The Daleks, I believe. What's up, Connor?
Hello.
So, Connor, now we get to your reaction to the episode.
I loved it.
Yeah, me too.
Genuinely thought it was the best Dalek episode since probably Remembrance.
Yeah.
It was just a phenomenal use of the Daleks. It was great, really, all round. I can't really think of a bad point. Maybe apart from the Ryan stuff.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is that the Dalek shouldn't be that powerful to disable the TARDIS, but still, I loved it. But and again, like we were pointing out in this cast, why can he do the whole season like this? What is the issue? Why was this missing?
Yeah.
The season. Oh, and the fact about Unit. Now that's another thing with Unit. So does that mean that all Big Finish is no longer canon because they're doing Unit stories and
they're not closed down? They're just suspended.
Okay.
Another thing about Unit was I always thought it stood for United Nations. She says it stands for something else.
Yeah,
I always thought Unit was United Nations Task Force.
I thought so too. at some point. Yeah,
She said it was something. The UN stood for something else.
Yeah. I mean, the only thing I'm worried about though with the episode is that you still get the feeling that it's low. I mean, I don't know why, but you get the feeling it's lower budget than, like, they wouldn't be able to have the money to have a whole fleet of Daleks like fighting the Doctor, or like, yes, they spent a lot of money on special effects, yes, but we got $1, you know, and I'm kind of worried that. I mean, yes, it's a nice story, but is it that this is the only reason they did this because they didn't have enough money to have a full-out invasion fleet Dalek story? Like, I'm wondering that because, you know, we haven't seen anything in the season that really is, because if you look at the past episodes, like with Matt Smith and David Tennant, looks like they really spent money. I mean, with the villains and the fleets, and you look at Pandorica, and you know, there's like everybody, you know.
Well, all these Dalek invasion episodes are just really boring because they're all just the same.
Yeah, I mean, maybe we'll get more money next year. I hope.
Like, I'm not a fan of Still on Earth Journey's End. I thought actually this was better than that.
Really, I love that. Wow.
I just think that you only really need one Dalek.
I'm happy that he's changing his tune, Chris Chibnall, when he's putting in the classic monsters next season, even Weeping Angels, possibly. I think that's a step in the right direction. I mean, how do you feel about that, Connor?
Yeah, I think that's the best thing. Because to be honest, when he's got things to work off of, like history, he's very good. I thought that that was one of the strong points of this episode, is the fact that he was able to bring things up like Rels and all them sorts of like little Dalek tidbits of information that just make it a little better to watch. And it's just, I think that he is better with a classic sort of Who background to it, rather than just trying to make his own version of Doctor Who, which he's been trying for 10 weeks and he's failed mostly.
I like how he brought the Dalek back. The Dalek's not in its casing until near the end of the show. Up until then, Dalek is not in the casing. It was an original way to bring the Dalek back, and he actually made the Dalek scary again. We're so used to the Dalek and or Daleks, but the fear factor has been gone, but not in this episode. He made the Dalek scary again.
I agree. I like I said, that whole military standoff, that was epic. I thought totally epic, totally. And I like the way the eye stalk is, where it wasn't fully lit and it was like looking like you would look at somebody like, you know, like, really, you can have a tank at me. It was like, oh, it's gonna be great. When I saw those missiles coming out of that thing, I'm like, this is unreal.
The design was well done.
What's up, Alex?
Yeah, greetings.
So what did you think of Resolution?
One word, unbelievable.
Yeah, you liked it, huh?
About time they... Well, it's a one-off design, and it just brings the Daleks... Well, a Dalek outside its casing is more deadly out than inside its casing.
I guess so.
But it trying to rebuild itself because they destroyed the original casing. Now, that's very imaginative.
Yeah. What did you rate it?
I'm going to give this a 9.
Okay.
High marks.
I know we're still waiting for some people to see it.
Yep.
I also have to make a thing here because I don't know if it's the BBC that dropped the ball or whatever, but for a lot of us that paid for it to be part of, like, say, the PlayStation thing, we bought it, we are not allowed to see it until the 2nd. So I spent money for that thing because the thing is, Yeah. See, the thing is, you could have it on your DVR on like your cable system, but the only thing with that is that if you go and change your cable system, you lose your DVR. You know. And my PlayStation, I'm never getting rid of it, so I wanted to have it for there. And when I came home, it was said I wasn't allowed to watch it till tomorrow. I'm like, this is bullshit because I paid for it, and it didn't say that yesterday, so I had to watch it regularly. But I was really pissed off. So I'm never ever ever gonna buy anything from them online for anything like that again. I was just really effed up to do that. I don't know if it's the BBC. I'm pretty sure it's the BBC responsible for not allowing PlayStation to have it a New Year's Day special on New Year's Day. I mean, that's just ridiculous. So, but anyway, I got to see it anyway. And like I said, I was completely blown away. I really loved this episode a lot. And this is why it gets me excited to do casts like this and to continue to do the Real Whovians cast is because I have this love for Doctor Who. And then they'll give you an episode like a surprise that will surprise you like this, where you think the season's going one way, and then boom, it's going in a completely other direction. So I love this episode, and again, I hope that the next series is like this.
It's the first time ever that it's gripped me so much that actually I watched the episode and then I've gone back straight away and rewatched it.
Yeah, that's what I felt. Like I said, as soon as I'm done with these kids, I'm watching it again. It needs to have the rewatchable factor. And this episode, by far, I can definitely rewatch this. I don't need to be forced. I don't need to be whatever. I have completely just want to watch this episode over and over and over again because I effing love it. What's up, Philip Archer?
Hiya.
What's happening, dude?
What's happening? My computer's been a bitch, but it's all right. Anyway,
All right.
So you really like it then, do you?
I absolutely love it. I love that she's a badass. I love that she got angry. I love that she was like bringing the thing's projection into the TARDIS, telling it off, lying to it, throwing it out the TARDIS doors. I loved it. What did you think, Philip?
You know what? It wasn't half bad. It was very well done. I'm more impressed with the first segment of it where she gets possessed by the mutant Dalek. I thought that was well done. The voice was creepy. You know, it looked really realistic, and when it became the Dalek itself, it's a new look. Yeah, it took me back a bit. I was like, okay, but it's good. But it was good when it had the little standoff with the military. That was my favorite part of the whole thing, the military standoff. That was funny.
I love that. That was great. What do you rate it, Philip?
I rated it. What did I say, Connor? I can't remember. Was it 8.5? 8.5.
Yeah.
What did you rate it, Connor? 10?
9.
9? Okay. What about you, Alex?
9.
Yeah. Monk, what do you rate it?
I'd give it an 8.
I give it a 9. What about you, Sally? What did you think of the episode?
I thought it was pretty good. I
Yeah.
mean, it was a lot better than the last few episodes.
Yeah. By far.
But like I said, like what that was spoken of in any other call, they could have left us hanging with a Dalek fleet coming towards the Earth because they got the signal that the Dalek was trying to send out. That would have been a nice ending.
Yeah. I mean, I'm glad. Look, it never got the signal out, but it'll be interesting for her to get caught up with what the Daleks are now, or Davros, and just, you know, how does she deal with them? You know, that would be awesome.
You know, it's made me think that if Chibnall really did write an episode as good as that, and this isn't just sort of like knee-jerking, sort of like straight after hype sort of thing,
Yeah.
then I think that his vision of the show, you know, the way how he wanted to do everything kind of new, a bit of a clean slate sort of thing, I think he just gave himself far too much to do. Just, you know, doing everything really from scratch.
Yeah,
Right.
Are you saying also overseeing everybody else's work and seeing making sure they're on track and all that? So
Yeah, if he just allowed himself to bring classic monsters back, or just to use you know, not give himself so much to have to build this world in 10 episodes. I actually think that he probably would have produced a far better series, and I think series 12 might actually, based on this, and also bringing back classic monsters, and if he can really write them as well as he wrote the Daleks, which in this day and age is quite hard because you can't really do much with the Daleks anymore. Yeah. Then he I think that the world's his oyster, because this to me, I don't really rate Chris Chibnall as a writer. I think actually he's not done very well in the past.
Right.
But based on this episode alone, if this is the very best that he can do, if he can produce a series of that, you know, almost on his own, then we could seriously be in for good.
I think he could do better, and I think that maybe he just got his feet wet, and now just think about it this way: he basically introduced the Dalek into like him writing it for the first time, right? Getting himself ready. His second Dalek story is going to be unbelievable because he already opened up the doors, like in his mind, of reintroducing them. Like you got to think of it like it's like almost like a reboot, even though it's not. You know, he's to the public, like if they're seeing it for the first time. You know, now the next time we see the Daleks is going to be a whole damn fleet, the whole damn enchilada. You know, maybe he's going to do that with the Weeping Angels. Maybe he's going to do that with the Cybermen. You know, start off slow and then boom, hit you with it. You know, I think that's what he's going to do. I honestly think that now you start Series 12 with a strong opening, like a Weeping Angels or something, with Yaz, like a storyline with her and the Weeping Angels, like a linked or something. Maybe her story is connected with the Weeping Angels. Maybe her parents got zapped, or maybe, you know, whatever, her life was harder, or not her parents got zapped, it was still the parents, but maybe something happened to somebody that she knows, you know, with the Weeping Angels, or like she could tie her with the Weeping Angels, you could do Cybermen. I mean, I'm so psyched now. This is what we needed. We needed some episode to psych us to look forward to the next series, I think. And with this episode, I do look forward to it, you know?
I just got to say, the beginning of this episode took me back to the classic Dalek episodes where they build up the mystery until the grand reveal at the end of part 1.
Right.
And if he sticks to that kind of format, then yeah, it'll be exciting to watch. Not just have it boring all the way through.
Right. What do you have to say, Chris? Anything else?
Not really.
Did you not like it, Chris, or did you enjoy it?
I thought it was okay.
Okay.
I had a lot of issues with it, but it was definitely better than a lot of the stuff we've gotten, but I'm still not on board with this just yet.
Not yet. Okay. That's fair. I think, you know, maybe we need to, you know what, it would have been better if the season was this year, honestly.
Yeah.
Waiting till 2020, that kind of sucks. I mean, if, you know, if that's what Chibnall was mad about, you know, I can understand that because, you know, that's going to really mess up the show, you know, by not having it that long. I don't know. What else do you guys have anything else to say? Connor, you want to say anything else about it or no? What about Unit? Do you want to talk about Unit? I mean,
well, the Unit thing is they'll be back. Maybe not under Chibnall, but it's not gone forever.
So you don't think Chibnall will do anything with it?
Well, no, because look how he just ripped them out like that in one episode, more or less. So I don't think he cares about Unit.
Oh, he don't like Unit.
To be fair, I think that in recent years, anyway, Unit hasn't really had any purpose.
True.
Right.
It's been there, but it's not really been a big thing. It's just kind of it's every episode that they've been in. Actually, they've not even really played a part in.
Would the Unit's demise have anything to do with Dr. Mysterio episode where an alien infiltrated Unit?
No, it was a piss take. It was a piss take about Brexit.
Okay, that's what it basically was.
It was just a gag about Brexit.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
This episode was written by Chris Chibnall.
Chibnall.
No?
Chris Chibnall, yeah.
Yeah, Chris Chibnall, and it was directed by Jamie Childs. Both are men. So take that, SJW. Everyone's liked this episode. We think it's the best since Jodie Whittaker took over, and it's written and directed by a man. That's what it took. We took the men to come back in and take over the show.
She is kind of finding her feet more now, even more now.
She looks confident in this episode.
I know, but I just think it's still a little bit too late. Why couldn't she be like that during the season rather than be what she, a lot of things
directed by a woman. Now she's directed by a man. He knows.
Listen, mate. Well, you know what? When she comes back, she's been binging it, watching it. She's been like getting used to it. So she's going to be a different doctor when she comes back. She's going to have that knowledge.
Has she been watching Classic Who or just New Who?
Supposedly she's been watching, she's been definitely watching New Who. As far as Classic Who, I'm sure she's watching some stuff. I don't think
the only way that she'll ever be a new doctor in Series 2 of her, Series 12 or Series 2 of her own run is that she would be written differently.
Yeah.
Which is what really happened with Peter.
Paul, yeah. They wrote him differently. Yeah. Every season. So.
Yeah, every season he had a different personality.
That's what pissed me off about it. Because I couldn't get a handle on Capaldi. It kept changing every time.
Yeah, it was bizarre. They should have stuck with the Series 8 one.
You mean the main one? Yeah,
that was the best iteration of Peter's Doctor, I think.
So where do we go from here, Connor? I mean, like, what do you open Series 12 with, really?
I don't know, but I just keep that sort of resolution level up.
I am worried about one thing. The fact that Ryan's dad is still around, I think he's going to play heavily into the next season, and I don't want all that family nonsense thing going on because this like tonight. I could have done without all that family stuff because it stopped the story. When the story started ramping up, it cut dead off and went into his kind of spiel, and it's like boring.
I got to say that while this episode was really great, and it truly was really great, it's not built any momentum for me that is wanting to propel me into Series 12 immediately. I'm almost fine with the break.
Yeah, same here. Just one good episode out of the whole bunch. And then we have to wait to 2020. It's not good. I'm not in any. Oh, why don't they put it on next month? I could care less. It's only one good episode in the whole bunch.
I mean, we're gonna have a lot of stuff that's gonna replace the next season, like when Doctor's supposed to air.
Well, yeah, I mean, 2019 is absolutely packed to the fucking hill. Is it
there another season of Red Dwarf in 2019?
No, not yet. Not yet.
I know Picard is gonna have a series debut, and
you've got
season.
Big every month, haven't you? Pretty much.
There's a lot of shows going to be.
Yeah, you've got like
Orville came back yesterday.
What's that?
The Orville.
Yes.
Yeah, started yesterday.
And you got like Twilight Zone's going to be coming back.
Yeah,
too.
Twilight Zone and Black Mirror and all that sort of stuff. So it's
we're going to be busy TV eyes.
There was something Quantum Leap that was filmed.
Was it?
I don't know if it was a pilot. I know something was filmed. So,
even that little Stranger Things thing that we got yesterday as well was
July. Yeah,
July.
I can't wait for that. I can't wait for that.
Just all these, you've just got so many big TV events and even film events next year as well, or this year, I should say. That you don't need Doctor Who this year.
No, you don't.
Wait,
so I couldn't care less about the wait.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
When 612 rolls in, do you think he's going to surprise us with the first episode?
Yes, I think the episode is going to blow our socks off.
What, season 12, number 1?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think that he's going to take all of this criticism and everything he's going to have, while he's filming, he's going to be building up. I think he's going to throw some big, huge thing in the first episode, and we're going to be like, damn. I think that's exactly what he's going to do.
It's like we won't see it coming. That's the thing.
I don't think I think he's gonna knock the shit out of us. Excuse my language. Yeah.
Yeah, Tim Shaw's gonna escape the iceberg and come
Well,
after us with his teeth again.
The only thing about Tim Shaw period would be if he goes to have revenge, and then a Dalek's just there and blows him away in like 5 minutes before he even gets to the top. That would be hysterical, but like, because he sucks. Or Pating ate him. That would be great, but
or the Cybermen turn up and say, "Who's this guy?"
Right, just to show this guy sucks
Or
compared
maybe
to like
the frog will show up and erase all the classic monsters from reality, and then we can all cry on here like we normally do.
I don't want the new aspect of the Dalek able to control you wiped away. I want to see more of that, and you know, if we have another Dalek story, let's see more of the Dalek outside of its shell controlling you and doing all that. But that's quite cool.
Well, they've done that before. Didn't they do that in Dalek in Manhattan?
They've never done that before.
Well, they've done stuff like that before. Dalek in Manhattan, or like, didn't they do stuff like that?
You know, I'm almost hoping that Chibnall just says, you know what, I've done a Dalek episode. I'm going to leave it now. I'm not going to do it.
Oh my God!
Oh my God!
Out of the cracks!
What are you doing there, Ronnie?
Brian's back! What the? Brian!
What's that?
What's up, bro? How's it going? Wow, I love surprises. Okay. What's going on, man?
Not much. What's going on?
Well, you tell us what you thought of Resolution.
I loved it.
That's great. We all love. Well, most of us loved it. So, what would you like about it?
Yeah. I loved it. I mean, the only tidbit I would have to complain about it would be the Dalek trash can.
You mean the
new design of the Daleks looks like a trash can.
Thank God it's not the main. It's not the new design for the Daleks. It's something that thing built.
Yeah,
just
he
for now.
what he had.
For now.
I do think he will come back with a new. If he does another one, I think he will come back with a new design there.
It's like this. Like she just built this, whatever she had. You know, it's same thing with the Dalek. It just whatever pieces it had, it was sufficient enough. It would upgrade later on.
To be honest, though, I think that he should only stick to doing one episode of every classic monster. So he should just do one Dalek episode, one Cyberman. Because then at least if they're all good, he can just say, you know what, I've actually written every classic monster that everyone loves. Decent.
I don't like it.
You don't like the Dalek?
No, not really.
But you like the episode, though.
Yes, I did. Very much. And I do love Whittaker's Doctor, unlike a couple people that have been hating on it online, like with articles and everything.
Okay. I mean, look, you could like. I want to succeed. I don't want Doctor to fail.
Because there's been a couple articles online and Twitter and whatnot. I guess whatever. At least when I've seen that people have been hating on her Doctor.
Right.
We're always going to get that with any new Doctor anyway. And
we've always got. You always got that though when Matt Smith first started, people on him, and then Capaldi. It happens all the time, though.
I mean, when Jodie Whittaker first arrived, she had a.
Whoa! He's getting called.
He's getting a Skype call.
It's you, Mr. Celebrity.
No, it was Mr. Star Trek himself.
Oh,
okay. But did he see the episode?
I'm not sure. I have to ask him.
We'll have to ask him. Okay.
But when Jodie Whittaker first arrived, she had to log out her Twitter account, I think, because of all the hate.
Oh, yeah?
I think so.
I don't know. I know she said something about leaving the country. Let's ask Daniel. I'm going to bring him in here. Hopefully he saw this.
I hope he's dressed this time.
I wonder if he saw it.
Last time I spoke to him, he was watching Beavis and Butthead.
Wow. I hope he would, like, you know, people got it from the PlayStation Network. They didn't have a problem like I did today, but, you know.
But to be honest, like, iTunes works like that as well. And in fact, Amazon does. So it's not a big surprise that you've had to wait a day.
Yeah, I guess.
I still hate that BBC lost a contract with Netflix and Hulu to not watch Doctor Who.
It would have been nice to be on like Netflix. There he is. All right, Daniel. Daniel, hello.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see Doctor Who?
Yeah, we're good.
Oh, good. Tell us.
Are you sure about that, Danny?
What'd you say?
Doctor Who.
Oh no, I didn't see that yet.
Oh my God.
What the hell? Is that like, did you read from a script? Yeah? Yeah, it's good. Yeah? I mean, Daniel, come on, man. You didn't see it?
Yeah, so yeah.
No?
No, I didn't see it. But
You know,
Laura doesn't have it.
you know what probably was? It's probably because I didn't send him the link. Isn't that right?
Oh, send him the link so I can... Send him the... It's your fault, Brian. Send him the link, and then you could review it with us later on. We're doing the real Whovians now, though.
Are you going to do an everything show later on?
Probably. Yeah. All right, so we'll talk about what you want to talk about. Yeah, just watch it, man.
Mm-hmm.
All right? I'll see you later.
All right. Yeah.
I don't want to spoil for you. Okay. Cool. All right.
My bad.
That's all right. So, look, some people still didn't see it yet. So, you know, hopefully we'll get everybody else's reaction in a timely manner, and we can showcase that. So, what did you rate it, Brian?
This new episode, a 10 out of 10.
A 10?
Wow.
Wow.
You gave it
Wow.
a 10 out of 10. Wow. That's
All right, I give it a 9. That's fine. All right, good. As long as you like it, that's
I
good.
love this new series. I love the new series. I love new aspect that they take upon the series. TARDIS looks cool. Whitaker's Doctor is phenomenal.
Right.
So I just love everything.
Oh,
Okay.
actually, are you happy that we had a bit more TARDIS interior shots than what we had all season, basically?
Me, I think the TARDIS looks a little bit like, not quite, but just it has that Tennant and Eccleston's TARDIS kind of feel to it a little bit.
It's still too dark, though. For my it's too dark.
I mean, it kind of looks like it a little bit, even though it's like all crystals and everything. It kind of, to me, it kind of looks like Eccleston and Tennant's TARDIS a little bit.
Okay.
No title sequence either this week.
Yeah,
That's surprising.
that was bizarre. Is that because they want to try and put in as much as possible? In
I
that?
kind of missed it.
Yeah,
So just like
that's what I thought.
I just like turning on the TV and then you just see like this big like purple blob. Just like
Bum, 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 bum.
That's, yeah.
Did it feel like a movie?
I mean, I liked it. Did you take this episode? They spent more money than usual. Like, did it feel like
no,
that?
this was no.
No.
Well,
It
I
was
saw,
just written a lot better.
Yeah,
Well,
it was written all of
I saw the woman who fell to earth in theaters. So,
Oh yeah, I liked that episode a lot. That was great.
and yeah, I mean, I saw a couple Doctor Who things in theaters. I saw Genesis of the Daleks in theaters. I saw Twice Upon a Time in theaters. So,
Mm-hmm. It was, you know what? I'm glad that tonight most of us liked it at least. I mean, I you know, it's going. I think it's going in a different direction.
It would have to.
You know, I'm happy.
I mean, I can watch it again and again. That one, that particular one. It's.
I feel the same way. I think, you know, finally we got an episode that we can rewatch, and when I, you know,
Yeah.
I'll be buying the soundtrack as well.
I thought
you know, when does that come out?
11th.
Oh, I thought it's already been out. It's
No.
not yet. Okay.
Because the soundtrack has been absolutely phenomenal all season.
Now, how does that work? Like, he has when is he composes the next series after it's done, right? Like they film the episode and then he just watches it. And then
they film the episode and then they pretty much compose over it. Yeah.
He watches it and then he just like, all right, I'm gonna do this, right?
Yeah.
So when are they film? They're filming in February.
January.
I thought they would delay till February.
No, they're filming probably a week or two from now.
So no word about episode count, right? Like 10 episodes plus.
I think it'll be 11. So you'll have the New Year's thing. Then you
Yeah.
might have a little bit of a break, and then you'll have 10.
10 plus a. Okay.
Because what this is actually, I know it's not displayed as such, but this is, and it's not even on the DVD box set, but this is actually the season finale.
Yeah.
That's what they're saying?
Yeah, that we've just had.
This is the thing. Yeah, it is. And it feels more like one to me anyway than what we got last time.
It was.
This is definitely a finale. That's what they're saying.
Yeah, this is the series finale. That's what it's been.
So it was just a mistake that they said the other one was the finale.
I think what they're doing is booking in not the season, but the whole Doctor Who as a whole. They're just saying, "There's your bookending finale, separated from the adventures." If you want to put it that way.
They just wanted to make it a special instead of an episode, like how we have like Christmas specials and everything, but they made this a New Year's one instead.
Well, it was definitely good. I thought it was good enough to be, So, and what was anything else that Oh, Hayden's coming in. Good. Okay. So Hayden is going to come in here and talk about the episode.
I think one of the classic monsters that is going to come back next season is the Sea Devils.
You think so?
Yeah, I do.
Wow.
I have a very strong feeling that that's going to be one of the classic monsters.
I would love to see that.
I would
Yeah.
like to get rid of Yaz though, or even one or the other. Yaz.
You're not going to get rid of
It's
Yaz.
not working for me at the moment.
Well, you're not going to get rid of Yaz next season because supposedly, what have I've read, at least maybe an article or two, that he's going to have a big story arc for next season.
The first damn episode is, I think, her. Like a story arc starts with her. I think that's what they said, right, Connor? Like right off the bat.
It's something about it. It focuses on her work as a police officer.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, you're right.
Is he going to call it the Wrath of Khan?
Khan!
That would be funny, right?
That is her last name.
I know.
But if they're gonna concentrate on her next season, that means somebody else has got to be sacrificed to that.
You know what
meaning
that
Ryan and Ryan.
You know what that means, though? What we get next
Doctor.
season? Lesbians.
You'll be the main focus and not the doctor.
Well, I
Don't
don't really want Graham to leave because out of all the companions on the team, I like Graham the most.
I like Graham. He's great. He
You're
should have
gonna
a big story,
get
too.
Yasmin coming out of the closet.
Oh, stop it.
No, that's gonna happen, man. You watch.
It will happen because in fact in one of the books they've already pretty much painted that picture.
They did that in The Good Doctor.
Did they really?
Yeah.
She has a thing.
Why do they do that?
I don't know. There's a lesbian vibe to their
Oh,
relationship.
God.
In
Really?
fact, you could kind of see it in this episode because there was a scene, I think it was right near the beginning, where she actually got right up in the doctor's face.
Mm.
Well, I think
It wasn't in like an aggressive way. It was just like in a, it's like she wanted to almost reach out and fucking
Oh, my God.
snuggle her or something.
No, you're just seeing things. You're hallucinating.
And you notice how she was more concerned about the doctor than the others. There was something she said, which was very kind of like softly, like, as I just say, don't do it, don't go. And it's like, why are you being such a, she's not your girlfriend, or is she? It's just weird.
I don't really think they're going to have anything to do with that stuff next season.
Well, I mean, before the season had, like when actually Jodie Whittaker was actually going to be first starting out, there was maybe an article or two online that she might be bisexual, but
The thing is that she's been a man this whole time, so if she was, with a woman, it's the same thing. It's not like she's gay because she's been a man, so it's like normal.
Do you reckon she gets phantom pain down there?
Oh, stop now. Stop.
I've not actually thought about that. Like,
Oh, God.
it must be quite
All right. That's not good.
disorientating. Yasmin wants some invisible time lord.
Oh, stop it. All right. What do you do? Are you, like, talking like a seal there, Brian?
That's his monkey impression.
Monkey impression?
No, it happens when I laugh too hard.
That's
Oh,
coming
really?
from the chief monkey.
Jesus. All right.
Anyway,
Casual racism.
Hey.
yeah, there you go. Packies and wogs in one.
All right. I think we're going to close this one out. Thank you, guys. All right. Monkey's getting wild. Take care. Bye for now.
Monkey's getting wild.